Okay, just getting set up here. Okay. Chilling, relaxing. And I'm just gonna keep that in the background just for a little bit. So, welcome. Thanks for checking me out. This is the first inaugural episode of the Barbershop Football podcast. So if you're here, thank you. Again, this is the first one. So anyone who's checking me out, I really appreciate it. If you check out the Twitter links and the YouTube handle at the bottom, you can follow me, subscribe, like, do all of that. That would be great. Hopefully we can get this show up and running. So I want to talk to you about the show, my ideas about it first, and then we can jump right in. So as you can see, the idea here is a barbershop, right? Like, I want this show to be something that you can come, you can check it out, just like you're in the barbershop. You come in, just chill, relax. Your buddies are there, and you're sitting here talking about your favorite sports, your teams, who's doing what, who's not doing what. We can have a lot of laughs. We're gonna have a lot of good communal activity on this podcast. So again, I appreciate everyone for checking this out. I hope to drop at least one of these a week for now. So again, like I said, like and subscribe, do all that jazz, and you'll get notified whenever these drop. I haven't set the actual dates yet that I want them to go out, so we'll play and see. We'll play around with it and see what works for everyone. Like I said, this show is meant to be a relaxing podcast, one that has a lot of just friendly camaraderie, as well as some debates. We want to debate things. We want to just talk about mainly football. Obviously, Barbershop Football is the name of the podcast, and I'm not limited to just NFL. We can definitely talk about college football. I mean, hey, whoa, what a week in college football we had already with what Deion Sanders did for Colorado. And yes, we can also talk about Florida State if you want. We could talk about anything. But yeah, so let's get right into it. So first of all, my name is Ben. As you can see, the name down at the bottom, Ben. I've done podcasts before. This is my first one that I've actually done with video. So, bear with me. I'm new at this, but with your guidance, hopefully we'll be able to, like I said, continue. So yeah, get comfortable, come on in, sit down, relax, get a nice fade. Clearly, I need to get one. And of course, my phone's going off during the podcast. So I'm going to put that over there and we're going to get started. So the way I've figured we could do this, at least just for now, I want to talk about the preseason. And when I say the preseason, I don't mean preseason games, preseason football. I mean, actually tonight, the Kansas City Chiefs are playing the Detroit Lions. So technically, they haven't started yet. So it's before the season or preseason, right? So I want to talk about what to look forward to, what we got coming up, what are some of the big games, what are some exciting players that we're looking for. And I'm going to get started with something I put together. It's kind of my personal top 10 power rankings. And I want to know what you guys think. I'm not going to go through all 32 teams. And the reason being is, well, not just time. I mean, we could do this forever. I love doing this. I could talk forever. You'll probably, be like, hey, Ben, shut up. But top 10 teams are the most important teams. Those are the ones you want to look out for, the ones that really have a shot at making the playoffs. And, you guys can tell me what you think. I mean, I definitely don't have all the answers. I mean, it's so early on in the season, anything can change. What I will say about this season, this group, is there are a lot of teams that I think have a good shot that, I don't know, 2-3 years ago, even a year ago, some of these teams you'd be like, dude, what are you smoking? But there's been a lot of good, off the field activity, a lot of good trades, a lot of good acquisitions, a lot of good things that we've seen from some of these teams that make me think that they're going to at least give us a good show this season. After that, we're going to get into some other stuff. Again, this isn't all about football. Yes, it's barbershop football because we love football and we're in a barbershop. We're chill, we're relaxed, we're talking to our homies. We're just, having a good time, listening to music. Speaking of which, we're going to listen to some music while we're in here. Not going to be just this. This is background music. This is just to chill. Just to relax a little bit. You hear that? But I want to actually listen to something, I don't know, a little bit more mainstream, maybe some new artists. Put in the comments, who do you think we should listen to? Somebody new. I want this is what I want. I want great music. I want chill music. And I want artists that we've never heard of. So if we could do that, then we're going to chill to it. We're going to listen to it and we're going to have a great time. And then we're probably going to, talk about some of the latest news. I like to spend a lot of time on the Twitters, as I'm sure most of you do. In fact, you can find me, Bshop Football at Twitter. Find me there, follow me. I drop a lot of stuff. At least I plan to. That account is, I'm not really doing anything with it yet until this episode drops. And then it's going to be wide open. So make sure to like and follow my Twitter account as well. And you'll get everything you need for Barbershop Football. I also have a website, barbershopfootball.com, where I'm going to link all of these episodes and transcripts. And, it's going to be more of a segmented type thing, I believe. So that, maybe you just want to come here and see who my top 10 is. And you don't want to go through all the other stuff, or maybe you want to see who we're laughing at, who we're talking about, what pop culture. Again, that's part of this as well. We're in the barbershop. We're not just going to talk about one thing. We're going to talk about a lot of things. So, you might want to see, who's doing what in Hollywood, and we're either laughing at it, crying with it, or just being like, what? Huh? What are these people thinking? So, there's going to be things like that. And then we'll probably, wrap it up. So hopefully it's a good show. Like I said, kick back, relax, enjoy, and leave anything that you want in the comments. This is your show. This show is for you. The show isn't for me. The show is for you. So we want to make it great. So let's get started. I want to get started right off with my top 10 picks for this season. I think going into 2023, there have been a lot of good acquisitions by some of these teams, like I said, and a lot of good things that some of these teams ended last season, pretty good. Obviously, there's some teams that are going to be on here, but I think some might surprise you. So let's get started. Number 10. I've got the Dallas Cowboys. Boom, Dallas Cowboys. Now, I know half of you hate the Dallas Cowboys, can't stand the Dallas Cowboys, don't care anything about the Dallas Cowboys. And then I know the other half of you are probably like, well, yeah, Dallas Cowboys. I mean, they're actually Super Bowl bound. So obviously every year, Dallas Cowboys. Excuse me. So they actually look pretty good in the NFC East. I've got a couple of teams I think that are going to pretty much dominate that division, and the Dallas Cowboys is certainly one of them. I'm looking at possibly 10 games, 10 wins from them. And honestly, that's a good season. They will, in my opinion, make it to the playoffs. They have a really, really good high-powered offense, and I think that they can definitely move the ball. They're my number 10, Dallas Cowboys. Let me know what you think. Number 9. You know, it's interesting. Like I said, Dallas Cowboys number 10. And what did I tell you? I think that at least a couple of those teams in that division have a good shot at having a really good season. And who do you think it is? Eagles, number 9. Giants? Nope. The only one left, Washington. They do have a tough schedule this year, but everything I'm reading, everything I'm seeing is they have a really, really good defense. I will admit I have not followed the Commanders in a while, but I'm looking at their stats. I'm looking at who they have. I'm looking at what they bring to the table, and I think that they actually pose a shot based on defense alone. We know defense wins championships. That's just my opinion. I obviously believe a high-powered offense is necessary as well, and that's what we're gonna have to wait and see. They have. Let's actually have a look. Who do you guys, Washington fans? Who do you guys play first in the season? Who's your first opponent? Let's see. Let's look up the schedule. Yeah, you got the Cardinals. You got Arizona. I mean, coming out the gate, I think that's probably going to be a good, easy win for you. The Broncos, I mean, that could go either way, but I still think Washington has that one. Now you're gonna probably have a little bit of trouble with the Bills. So my guess is we're not really gonna know until that Bills game. And I'm not even gonna say you have to beat them, but if you let them know that you're there, you know, you're going to have a good season. You're going to have a good season. Any team that can put up points against the Buffalo Bills right now is a good team. So that's why, you know, I've got the Commanders at number 9. I think that with their defense and with their schedule, they might pose just a little bit of a threat to the Dallas Cowboys. Again, early in the season, so what remains to be seen. We'll look again after that September 24th game against the Bills, and we'll see what happens. So that leads us to number 8. Now, I'm going to admit something right here, day one. And you might even be able to tell because of my shirt color. This is just a plain shirt, by the way. It doesn't have any logos or anything on it, but it is one of the colors of one of my favorite teams to watch. And it could be that I am from Florida, but I really like the Miami Dolphins at number 8. I'm going to try not to give you a whole lot of homerism. Please make sure that when I do, you let me know about it, because I do love this team. I love their history. I feel like this is the first time in a long time the Miami Dolphins actually have a shot. They were getting there last year, but injuries kind of hampered that. This season, I think that they've got a better shot as long as, again, just like with any other team, they have to stay healthy. And so, and actually in this division, just to prove to you that I'm not going to be, you know, this homer, I've got another team in my top 10 that we haven't got to yet. So Miami Dolphins, I definitely think with Tua, as long as he's healthy and Tyreek Hill is healthy and Jalen Waddle is healthy and that O-line is good, they could really be unstoppable. I think Mike McDaniel has been a really good inspiration to them as far as how he's handled them as a coach. He treats them like they should be treated as players. He's his style pretty much lets them do what they know they need to do to move the ball. So hopefully the defense and the offense and special teams, can't forget special teams, can all pull it together, and we can look for a great season with the Miami Dolphins. I'm gonna project them to get at least 10 wins, maybe 11. It's gonna be shootout between them and another team. I think, and possibly another team in the mix. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. Again, it's early, but that's where I'm at right now. The next team, my number 7. Remember when I was saying there were some teams that you're going to be like, oh my God, like 5 years ago, 4 years ago, 3 years ago, you would have been like, what? Huh? Ben, are you past that? Like, why are you bogarting it? Cleveland Browns. Cleveland Browns at number 7. I've actually got them above the Miami Dolphins. And I'll tell you why. They've got a very strong offensive line. And, I mean, Joe Burrow. Did I say Joe Burrow? I didn't mean Joe Burrow. I meant Deshaun. This guy is a top-tier quarterback. And I feel like the way the team is right now, they're in position to have a really strong season. I want to look at their schedule also, just to see who they have coming up. Let's see, Cleveland. Who they have coming up. So, woo. They're right off the gate. They're going to play Cincinnati, which, okay, I definitely think they can take Cincinnati. Then they have the Steelers, the Titans, the Ravens. That's probably going to be when we see that Ravens game. But you know what? It's always a good game between Cleveland and Baltimore. So it's going to be tough to beat Lamar Jackson. But it's definitely possible, especially if you have Deshaun Watson and that offensive line. I can see it. I can definitely see it. So hopefully the Cleveland Browns will show up this year. I think the Cleveland fans deserve it. It'd be nice to see at least make a run for the playoffs. Now, my number 16. This is the team that, and I know that my fellow Miami fans are going to probably talk a lot of smack in the comments. So you know what? Shoot me. I don't care. I'm going to say it. I like Aaron Rodgers at the Jets. I feel like he's going to bring a lot to this team. The team has been in rebuilding mode for butt fumble years. Sanchez? I'm not going to go out and say that the Jets are going to make it to a Super Bowl victory, but they certainly have the team, and they have the weapons to make a good run for the playoffs, at least right now. Like I said, Aaron Rodgers is really good. That was probably the best pickup of the offseason by any team, and not just his skill and his playing activity and what he can do, but what he can bring to the young guys on the team. We all know he's got a lot of experience. He's been to the big dance. He knows he's good. He's got that arm. He's got a cannon. So New York Jets, number 6. Let me know what you think. Jets fans, I know y'all are loud. I know y'all are loud and proud. Let me know what you think. Dolphins fans, Patriots fans, Bills fans, football fans, all of you. Let me know what you think about the Jets at number 6. And then we'll come back. Maybe I'll be eating my words in December. But that's what I got for now for number 6. And let's move right along to another team that I think has made some really, really good improvements. They've kind of upgraded their roster a little bit. They've got a really strong running game, and they look to have a big year. One of their probably biggest years yet. At least, well, I say yet. Yet as in the last 10 years, maybe. I think this is the year that we see Trevor Lawrence, show us all what kind of quarterback he is in the NFL. I say we all. A lot of people, definitely not everyone, but a lot of people, have seen Trevor play and know that he has the arrows in his quiver. He definitely has the arrows in his quiver. Does he use them? Let's see. Let's find out. I've got him at number 5 with the Jacksonville Jaguars. I think they're going to actually maybe even make it deep into the playoff. When I say deep, I mean they're going to win at least one game. I think they'll win at least one game in the playoffs. They might even come in as a wild card team. But I really like them. I think they, like I said, they've got a good running game, and with Trevor Lawrence, they've got a good passing attack. So go Jaguars. Another Florida team that I'd like to see make a good run in 2023. Now we're getting to the top 4. I'm going to ask you right now, who do you think they are? I mean, these are teams that, are there any surprises here? There may be one or two. But actually, these teams are teams that you probably already can guess who I've picked. And it's really because not just over the last year they've done well, but these teams have been consistent. And as we all know, consistency really pays off in the NFL. So, Buffalo Bills. Here I am, an AFC East guy. My Dolphins, I have them last on this list. And then above them, I have the Jets. Above them, I've got Buffalo. I hate when we go up against Josh Allen because he is so good. And they have a really good running game as well. They just have a really good outlook. I think the defensive play calling with McDermott is something that has helped them as well. He pretty much runs the show, and it's been really good for them. So, let's look at Buffalo to definitely be a contender, certainly in the AFC East, as they have been, but definitely in the AFC, and overall they could certainly make the Super Bowl. There's no one out there saying that the Buffalo Bills don't have a shot at the Super Bowl. So I've got them at number 4, and I've got, if now, what I said earlier, defense wins championships. And my number 3 team is probably the number 1 defense in the country. At least they were last year. We'll have to wait and see this year. But they've got pretty much a very robust roster overall. And that's San Francisco 49ers. They've got a really good team. They've got experience in multiple playoff runs, but it's that defense. Let's see who. Let's have a look at their schedule. Who are the 49ers playing? You guys can tell me. I know you're fans. You guys are probably, you have tickets in your hand. You're like, what do you mean? He's got to look at the schedule. Yeah, you guys are on the West Coast, so sorry. I do love to watch them play, though. I don't follow them as well. But, so, the Steelers. The Stillers, as my Pittsburgh brethren will call them. That should be an interesting game. I think the 49ers will win that. And then the Rams, that's going to be a no-brainer. I mean, it's their strength of schedule isn't, very strong. You've got the Rams, the Giants, the Cardinals. Then you start getting into some of the teams that are on this list. They're going to play the Cowboys and then the Browns. So I think that's around the beginning of October. So that's really when I think we're going to see, them really turn up the firepower. Those first few games, I'm not going to call them practice games. Listen, everybody in the NFL, if you're at that level, you're good. And they're gonna give them a run for their money. I mean, we did last year. Miami Dolphins did, and they beat us. So I think that come October, though, we're going to see them really shine, and they're just going to bring that all the way into the playoffs. In fact, they may be a Super Bowl pick for me, at least right now. Again, barring any injuries or anything crazy, I definitely see them being a contender for the big dance. So, what do you think? San Francisco, San Fran, a perennial team, playoff team. They had some ups and downs probably in the early 2010s era, but they've come back, and they've come back strong. Now, the next team, I like the Eagles. I really like the Eagles. I've been a fan of the Eagles for a while. Not a fan as in I don't own any Eagles anything. I'm not somebody who's waiting to watch them play. But if they happen to be on, I'm definitely watching them. I like their style of play. I think they're a good team. They've got a very strong offense. They've got a defense that you can't really mess with, and like usual, they're definitely poised to be a top contender in the 2023 NFL season. So let's just kind of pay attention to the Eagles and see what happens. Either way, they put on a good show. So in that division is tough. Like I said, I've got the Cowboys on this list. I've got the Redskins on this. Sorry, Washington fans. I come from old school. The Commanders. I apologize. They're not the Redskins, the Commanders, Washington Commanders. So I think it's going to be a tough division. And honestly, each one of those teams has a shot, in my opinion, at winning that division. But the Eagles they have so much power. It's going to be very difficult to beat them. So I definitely look for them to win the division. They can definitely win the conference. It's certainly possible for them to take home a Lombardi trophy. So I'm sure there are no guesses as to who my number one pick is right now. And, that could change. You never know. The thing is that this team, though, I think not just Mahomes. Mahomes is Mahomes. I mean, he's a legend. He's going to make it to the Hall of Fame, first ballot. I mean, the guy is just a prodigy, a genius, right? But the coaching. I don't think there's a better coach in football right now than Andy Reid. None. This guy is Mr. Football. He has been around long enough to know everything about it. He comes from a great coaching lineage, and he's just he's a player's coach. Like I would want Andy Reid to coach my kids on their Pop Warner team. That's how much respect I have for Andy Reid. I feel like that's why they are the kind of team that they are, and why players won't play for him. So there we have it. The Kansas City Chiefs, number 1, Philadelphia Eagles, number 2, San Francisco 49ers, number 3, Buffalo Bills, number 4, Jags, number 5, New York Jets, number 6, Cleveland Browns, number 7, Miami Dolphins, number 8, Washington Commanders, number 9, and of course, number 10, the Dallas Cowboys. So there you have it. Those are my top 10. Like I said, what do you think? Did I get anything wrong? Are there any other teams that should be on there? Maybe we should knock one out. Why don't we do that? Why don't we see? Put something, put it in the comments, let me know. And if there's enough of you who make a solid argument, I will change that list. This list is going to evolve throughout the season. So we'll see. We'll see what becomes of it. I'm definitely going to post it on the website. Check it out, barbershopfootball.com. I'll probably tweet it out as well. But that's definitely my top 10. So moving right along, like I said, we're not just going to talk about football, because yes, football is fun. Football is great. Football is amazing. Yes, my microphone's right here. So if you see me getting a little close to it, that's why. But football is great. And we're on the cusp of what I think is going to be a really good season. So we're looking forward to that. But we've got a lot of other stuff going on in this world that we should talk about, that we should bring up. Here we are in the barbershop, as I like to call it, where we can talk. We can talk freely about things. We can have discussions. We can have agreements, disagreements. We're all friends here. We're all chilling. We're enjoying this. So what do we want to listen to? Like, what kind of music are you guys feeling? I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to do this, but I'm definitely going to try. I don't know how it's going to show up on here. But I'm going to open up Spotify now. Spotify, they don't pay me. I don't, this isn't. Now you can find me on Spotify. I'm definitely going to put this podcast on Spotify. But I am not endorsing Spotify, or I'm not getting paid to endorse Spotify, but I will say I will endorse them. They are Windows. It can be a little, but it's all right. It's all right. Windows has gotten a lot better. But let me just see. Spotify. I'll try to open it. Why is that not doing what I want it to do? Let's try this again. Spotify. There we go. Okay, Spotify. So I'm in a mood where I want to hear some good music. And until you guys start telling me what you want to hear, we're going to play what I'm feeling right now. And so please tweet at me, @BShopFootball. Tweet at me. even if your homeboy's got a song, if something's out, and it's good, it has to be good. We don't want to. That's the barbershop. We can't have bad music in the barbershop. We will get kicked out if we have bad music in the barbershop. So we got to have really good music. Up and coming artists is what I love, and if I can promote them, even better. So, and of course, I'd do it for free. So just hit me up. Twitter's probably one of the best places, but also Barbershop Football on YouTube, where I'm hoping you're liking and subscribing. But right now, there's a song that I heard and recently, and it's just got a lot of soul. It's got a lot of soul. So I'm gonna play just a snippet of it. This is a song called "Lose Control" by Teddy Swims. I don't know if you guys have heard it, but it's just really good as far as soul. You guys got a lot of soul. It's a really good song. Let's jam to this for a second. That was weird. That was very weird. Not sure what happened there, but let's try it again. Okay, so I think I fixed some of those technical difficulties. Looks like I had my old podcast running on Spotify, since I was listening to that and kind of using some of the things I did from there to hone in what I'm doing here. And so that was playing instead of the song. So I'm going to play the song. I'm going to play the song. Okay, I'm going to have to get rid of that for now. I don't want to have any issues with copyright or anything like that. I don't think there would be, since we're just talking about the music, right? We're not playing it. We're playing it, but we're discussing it. It's really good music. Educational purposes, this is good music. This is soul. This is what I'm listening to. In fact, you have my permission. Pause this podcast and pull up "Lose Control" by Teddy Swims. Great soulful music. So moving right along. Sorry about the technical difficulties. Again, I'm new here. This is my first time. I'm in training, so just forgive me. We're gonna move right along. So we're listening to that, and we're chilling. We talked about football. We're going to now talk about some of the somewhat interesting things going on in pop culture. So I don't know what you guys follow. I follow a lot of different things. I like to get a good rounded view of a lot of aspects, perspectives, things like that. I follow all kinds of different artists, musicians. Like I said, I watch a lot of different movies. Guys, guess what? I read books. I read good books. There's a lot of good books. We can even talk about books on this show if you want. I mean, again, this is Barbershop Football, not Barbershop Books. but we can talk about books. I love me some books. Books are great. In fact, if you find you a really good book, there's nothing better. Nothing better. Nothing better. Because you know why? Because it comes from up here. It all comes up here. Your imagination is what makes that book good. Yeah, there's writers that can trigger things that go on up here, but that's all you. All of that book comes from you, from your brain. So I love books. Books are great. But I also like to follow some of the things that are going on. So I'll probably start tweeting out questions to you guys, like what we want to talk about as far as, non-football related things that are going on, news things, political things. I'm going to tell you right now, I feel like I politically am very homeless. I personally don't follow one particular political tribe, but I do like to sometimes get involved in certain things when I feel like people are making stupid comments or things that they haven't thought about, or they haven't, I'd say, investigated, researched, which, it's hard to blame people, because try to research something, try to go on to something like, Google even. I mean, a lot of times you're not going to get a neutral source. You have to dig and you have to dig and you have to look at your sources. You have to consider where things come from, consider who's paying for what. So, it's very difficult, but there are some things that are just like no brainers. And, that's when I jump in. I try to stay pretty neutral. Like I said, I don't even know who I'm voting for. It's really, I mean, this whole thing is just, what do we have? What would be funny? This is what I think would be funny, right? So if we all of us, I mean, every single one of us, just stay at home on election day. Just stay at home. Didn't do anything. Why? I mean, at this point, at least from my perspective, you guys might see something in what's out there, but from my perspective, why not just stay home? Just stay home. Don't bother, and then see what happens. I think that would be funny. That would be interesting. There's nothing in the Constitution that says, what do we do if there's 0 votes? So I think that would be funny. In the meantime, let's talk about some current news that came about. So I'm hearing. Oh, we need to get back to the background music, don't we? Yeah, let's do that. About this. Yeah, a little bit. We're chill. We're in Barbershop. We're chill. Getting our haircuts, getting our bowls, our fades. This is actually a fade. Believe it or not. I need to get another one. This is supposed to be a hard part right here. And this is way too long. So yes, for a podcast called the Barbershop Football Podcast, I definitely need to make sure I visit the barber, which I have a great barber, and I definitely need to pay him a visit. But right now, I'm the theoretical barber here in Barbershop Football. So we're here, we're chilling, we're relaxing. We're not necessarily doing anything. Maybe you're at the gym. Maybe you're working out. Maybe you're driving home. Maybe you're driving to something. Maybe you're driving to work. And you're thinking, oh God, I've got to go to this place. Or maybe you're thinking, hell yeah, can't wait to get to this place. Whatever you're doing, we're chilling. We're relaxing. We're hanging out. We're having a good time. So the first bit of news that's kind of current and that's kind of all over the social media sphere right now. Let me just make sure I'm logged in here. Okay, so blah, 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 blah. One of the trending topics that I see that's going on is Sophie Turner and Nick Jonas broke up. I know that's going to break you guys' hearts, and you ladies. They've been together for a while, and basically, from what I can tell, is both of them are saying that the other one, basically one of them, Nick Jonas, used to party too hard back in the day. He tried to settle down. Now she's out having fun, partying, and he's saying you can't be doing that. So, as with most Hollywood type relationships, it looks like this one is coming to an end. Let's see, what does this say? This is from Daily Diaries Friday. It says, to control the narrative, Sophie Turner now says the divorce is a two-sided decision. Let's read her statement. After 4 wonderful years, 4 years of marriage. 4 wonderful years of marriage, we have mutually decided to amicably end our marriage. There are many speculative narratives as to why, but truly this is a united decision, and we sincerely hope that everyone can respect our wishes for privacy for us and our children. Wow, they had kids. It's 4 years. It's Hollywood. That's actually a lifetime, to be honest. I mean, and who are they really? Are they anybody nowadays? Like, what is Sophie Turner in? What is Nick Jonas putting out? Are they? I haven't. Maybe it's me. Maybe I'm not as in tune to what's going on, but maybe their careers have something to do with this. Maybe neither one of them are as popular or as famous as they were when they first decided this was a good idea. And maybe now that they are not that way, they are looking for things to blame. I don't know. This is my opinion. Who knows what really went on? But like I said, from what I've heard, one of them partied too much in the beginning. The other one partied too much in the end. So, lesson. Don't party. If you're going to, both do it. Not just one. Both. At least that's my opinion. Let me know what you guys think. What else? What else do we have that's trending right now? I see this thing about the Mexico Supreme Court. So I'm gonna go on here. I know this is political, and I have an idea what it's about, but I'm gonna pull it up. Yes, Mexico Supreme Court decriminalizes abortion nationwide. They have officially done that. I have not. I'll be honest. I'm just reading headlines. This is just me reading a headline right here. I haven't delved into this. I personally, I think abortion is here to stay. It's here. It should be a decision. I'm going to tell you where I came from, and hopefully it's not too controversial, but this is where I come from. If basically, if we want the government to not force us to do things to our bodies, then that should be a full circle thing. That's my opinion. So in other words, if I don't want the government to knock on my door and say, here, take this vaccine, it's good for you, then I should also be able to say, hey, I don't want the government to knock down my door and say, hey, you can't have an abortion. To me, this is what I mean about being neutral. I don't think that I think there's a lot of room for compromise in the abortion debate, but I'm going to leave it at that. Let me know what you think in the comments. I mean, this is a hot button topic for a lot of people, and we're a chill barbershop, so I don't want us to get crazy about things. Life is too fun to let things like that dominate the conversation. People should be able to do what they want to do. I'm an individualist, and that's just how I feel. So Mexico did that. Who knows? Maybe the U.S. will do that one day too. Who knows? We will be here, and in case it does, we might even talk about it. Maybe not. What else? We're going to end on some sports news that's been trending, because this is an overall sports podcast. This is Nick Bosa. This has been trending for a couple days now. Actually, it looks like. But basically, he just agreed to terms for a $170 million contract extension. So that's over 5 years, though. Okay, that's over 5 years. So that's that, I believe. And correct me if I'm wrong. I could be wrong, but I believe that puts him in the league of one of the highest paid defensive players, if not actual just players in general in the entire NFL. That's up there. Maybe others have gotten more, but definitely I think Ndamukong Suh got an insane deal back in the day, but that looks like it just kind of like overshadows it. So good for him, man. Good for Nick Bosa. He's a good player of that team. See, what were we talking about? Defense, right? Defense. And they pay their players. They know they have talent. So good for them. Good for the San Francisco 49ers. So yeah, that's pretty wow. I can't believe it's almost been an entire hour. We've had a really good time. I think, talking about football. You guys got to know me a little bit, and hopefully you get to know me a whole lot throughout this this journey we're going on. Like I said, like and subscribe. Barbershop Football. Honestly, if you're here on YouTube, you already know where we're at. But look for me on Twitter as well. Again, this is your show. This is not my show. This is your show. We're gonna make it awesome. So give me your ideas. What do you think? Give me ideas for guests too. I don't really want to have guests right now, just because, let's face it, nobody even knows who I am. But eventually, I would like to have some guests or types of guests. Who do we want to talk to? Do we want to talk to coaches, players? Do we want to talk to barbers? Do we want to talk to average Joes? I think that would be really cool to have you guys, join in, and we can talk as fans about all kinds of stuff. So, let's just keep it at that. Keep it real. Thanks again. I really appreciate you guys. Make sure like, subscribe, share, please. And yeah, good luck.